I'm Dave. This is the Cyderbaby pod, and today I'm talking to Tom Killner. Hello.
Hello, nice to be here.
And back again. We had a little technical hitch just now.
Oh yes, the modern day interview problems.
I saw you in Butlins in Minehead a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it would have been. In fact, I think that was the last gig we did before everything got shut down.
Really?
Yeah, 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 and it was a good one.
It was. I was well impressed.
Yeah, it was an early set, but people were there. I was surprised too because the night before it was heavy drinking and things. I wasn't expecting people to be there, but
They were
yeah,
still there. They hadn't
yeah,
left.
yeah.
I think
was included.
I think Pat McManus was on at midnight to 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, and yeah, that was a good gig, and I think I saw many of the same people there. I don't think they actually left their tables or whatever. So
Not reserved. Reserved for the weekend, I think.
Okay, down to business. You're a blues player, I believe.
Yep. So I've been told. The blues purist would probably say no, and the rock guys would probably say you're a blues guitarist. So I'm sort of floating in between somewhere. Yeah, I suppose I am at heart. That's where my first influences came from.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So what were your early influences? What made you the blues guitarist you are today, or the guitarist you are today, shall we say?
I mean, first and foremost, I think it was Rory Gallagher that was my first big hero. Still is a massive hero of mine, big influence on me. I mean, back when I was starting, I mean, I was quite a strange child that was diving into sort of 1920s recordings of Robert Johnson and all that lot. And then I sort of made a way forward to the sort of rock stuff. I mean, like Gary Moore and you know, your usual culprits of guitar heroes like Hendrix and all that lot. And then I've sort of developed into, or should I say, I started listening to guys like Dwayne Allman and the Allman Brothers, Gary Rossington with Skinnerd and things like that. And so that's sort of where I've gravitated to now, sort of going into the Southern rock, or the Americana bracket, shall we say these days, because I think that sort of covers everything from blues, soul, country, and rock. So yeah, we'll say Americana influence now.
Okay. I see that you're playing Call of the Wild Festival in about a month's time. I think it's 34 days. So what are we likely to be hearing from you, sir?
Well, I think we're going to be hearing a sort of a heavier set, a bit more hitting between the eyes sort of thing. So to sort of cater for the rock audience that's going to be there. I mean, still going to be our flavor on it, but it's a festival, so you're going to see different acts there anyway. But yeah, I think you sort of try and cater for different audiences that you're playing with, and you pick a certain style to go with. So for Call of the Wild, I think it's going to be heavy, hitting between the eyes, and bugger off back home.
Oh, surely you'll hang around for a drink or two.
Oh yeah, surely, yeah. But you know, it's the sort of thing. Just with festival slots and support slots and things like that. I mean, recently we've just done the support with Chris Barrett.
Yeah.
And their audience is a little bit heavier, so we cater for that and try and mold ourselves to what people want and like, and hopefully it pays off.
So basically, you're saying you're quite fluid in what you play from one set to another. So no two sets could be the same.
Oh, I mean, there's never any sets that's the same, really. Even if you're playing the same songs, the style that you can play it in, it varies.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's all your own material as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, majority of our set now is original. I think we've got about 3 albums worth of original material now. We'll have some more released this year.
Oh, I sent a scoop.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I should have let that slip yet, but yeah, we've got a lot of material that's his own, and it's quite varied.
Yeah. Okay, so when did the first album come out then?
It would have been 2015. 2015 was the first album.
Yeah.
And that was released by a record company in Los Angeles. That was Cleopatra Records that we were signed to with that one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it feels like quite a while ago now. Yeah.
To me, 30 years ago, it's like 1970s and 1960s, but it is, when you think about 1992, 30 years ago, it's quite frightening. So time does fly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm 26 now, so it's sort of when you're scrolling down the lists on internet asking for your age, and you've got to scroll further and further down the page to get to your date of birth. I'm sort of knowing how it feels like when my dad says now about getting older.
You don't have to tell me. I know all about it. Okay. So would you say, going back to the music, we'll keep it sensible for the time being. Going back to the music, would you say your music has changed over the 3 albums that you've recorded?
I think so. I mean, at the beginning, I was still had that, like I said, the blues influence. I mean, the songs that's actually on the first album are sort of heading towards the southern rock thing.
Yeah.
But in sort of more recent years, it has definitely been right. That's what we are doing, and that's how we sound really. I mean, the last album we did was actually 2018, so that's a while ago now. But that's definitely southern rock sort of planted into that influence.
Okay. So thinking ahead, what are we getting more of the southern rock influence in this next album that's coming out, or?
Well, so the story with this latest release was it was originally being done in lockdown,
right?
And it was basically me, an acoustic guitar singer songwriter, sort of countrified stuff. But as time went on, it was like, that'd sound good with some percussion on. Then a bit further on, right, let's have some bass on it. Then let's have drums on it. Oh, might as well. And so lockdown came and went.
Yeah.
And we sort of got to November last year where things were sort of settling down a little bit. And we finally got everything recorded. And I've sort of still been sat on it. And in fact, I'm working on the first mixes of it now. And it's sort of developed from an acoustic guitar into a full band enterprise. So
yeah, do you do all the recording yourselves, or?
This is the first one that we've done all of ourselves.
Yeah.
The last few times we've used studios and things like that. But as it started with lockdowns and being stuck, we took the time to do the studio out, which I'm sat in at the minute.
Yeah.
And we thought, right, let's try it ourselves. So this is sort of flying by the seat of his pants sort of moment. But no, the songs that we have nearly done, I'm really happy with, and I'm hoping people sort of accept them the same as what we've done previously.
Brilliant. Will you put a couple of acoustic tracks as like a bonus material?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what I was planning on doing was how a lot of people do releases these days is going to be single, and then a full album probably later in the year.
Yeah.
So give people a taster and release at the end of the year on physical.
Excellent. So we've spoken about Call of the Wild, which is imminent. Have you got any other plans for gigs for people to come and see you?
Yeah, I mean, this year we've got quite a few festivals coming up, sort of September time. We've got what is it? The We Are Back Festival up in Newcastle, actually,
Mm-hmm.
at the Cluny, however you pronounce it. But it's one that was planned last year, but obviously we got stuck back in restrictions, so that's finally happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really looking forward to that one because that one's been planned for a while. We've got the Cone Great British Rhythm Blues Festival.
Yeah.
That's in August. We've got the Rory Gallagher Festival in Nantwich in August. And Winter Rocks, I think, with the same guys that organise Call of the Wild. That's happening later in the year.
Yep.
And there's shows dotted in between.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, just heading back to the music, a little question I catch everybody out, it seems. If you were to pick one track from your repertoire that defines you, Tom Killner, as a band, as a musician, what track would you pick?
Oh, I think it would have to be Working Man off the Get Back Up album.
Yeah.
I think
Why would you pick that?
I think that one, I mean, that one for me, it resonates with a lot of people because it's about the industry where we are. I mean, it goes throughout the world where people have lost jobs and areas seem to have just disappeared, and things like that. And it seems to resonate with a lot of people. And I think even now where we're looking at quite tough times, it's sort of you just got to have a little bit of hope that things will get better.
Yeah.
And just basically working hard, and sometimes they get shit on.
Yeah.
And basically just keep on going, keep on pushing through.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Tom, I won't hold you up any longer. Thank you for your time. I will see you in a month's time at Call of the Wild. I'll come over and we can have a chat. But
Yeah, definitely.
Until then, thank you very much and take care.
Right. Thank you. See you again, man.